Whoa! I'm back! What's going on, everybody? I missed all of you lovely faces or souls or all of you lovely people. As you can tell, I still do not have a way with the words. So, what have I been doing? I don't know. That's for me to know and for you to find out. What matters is that I am back, and we are doing a small cap recap. I'm going to be back to the regularly scheduled program 3 times a week. My schedule's just been super wonky lately, but I'm kind of getting back on a normal footing here, and I figured what a great time to recap the market. So, without further ado, let me know down in the comments below if you missed me. Much love to all of you. And yeah, guys, listen, I actually haven't been trading a whole lot lately, I'm not going to lie. I've been trading here and there, just trying to keep it really simple. But the fact of the matter is the market has sucked, especially this week. We've got FOMC tomorrow. For those of you that don't know, that stands for Federally Outstanding MC, like a rapper or whatever. I don't even know what MC stands for. Like microphone? No, not microphone. That sounds really stupid. Don't roast me. Anyways, the market's been kind of crap lately. You're right. And we're going to we've got the FOMC meeting tomorrow, and that likely means they're going to be raising rates, up maybe 100 BPS or whatever that means. Not megabytes. I was always so confused because I'm a trader. I never really understood the interest rates. I'm like, why are we talking in megabytes? Well, it's not megabytes, it's BPS or whatever. But likely we're going to be raising interest rates once again. And, I'm a little nervous for the overall economy, or at least the S&P 500, for the next couple months here. But, more likely than not, I actually just saw it was on Sykes' Instagram story, Tim Sykes, big investor or whatever, warning about a flat market for like the next decade or something. Absolutely possible. And you know what? Flat isn't always bad. We could literally just go sideways. We've seen a much more volatile market than we've seen, in decades, right? Last time the market was this volatile really was, other than, the 2008 crash, was that tech bubble, the 99, 2000 tech bubble. So we've seen a lot of volatility over the past year and a half, 2 years, thanks to COVID. And at some point, the market is likely just going to go sideways. That doesn't mean opportunity will completely dry up. It just means we need to be more selective. And that's what I hope to demonstrate today is kind of my selectivity, because the market was down about 2% today, the S&P 500. I locked in about $1,100 on one trade, keeping it simple and just really trying not to overtrade, trying to, make sure that I'm taking the best possible setup. We actually nailed it live. We were doing a live trading in small cap rockets today. With a really great trade opportunity. In fact, there were 2 great trade opportunities. I took one that, like I said, was still great, but there was another one that really would have been a lot better of a trade. Obviously, looking back, hindsight is 2020. But let's just, no further ado, we're just gonna hop into the charts. So, here we go. HKD, I'll be mentioning this in a second. Let's just go. I didn't update any of this stuff. Here we go. GCT was my main trade of the day. I got long here at 1372, added on the dip at 14 on this candle right here, and wrote it up. My best sell was at $16 on the penny, 16.00. Was selling everywhere from 15 all the way up to 16. Had 700 shares. I dropped down my size a lot during the past month. That was one reason I've kind of taken a small break from small cap recap, is I was really trying to just dial back into my trading, really focusing on journaling and all of that fun stuff. So I dropped my size down quite a bit, and it's helped drastically over the past really the past week and a half or so is when I really made a clear emphasis to stick to that sizing. And yeah, GCT was an absolutely fantastic trade opportunity for me. This was a first green day trade, right? So we had this essentially, let me turn everything off real quick. Let's do that. And let's just clear the drawings here. Here we go. So we had this really nice bounce day on the 1st of September. This was a former runner in IPO stock. We had this fake first green day here, and then we had a subsequent exhaustion day yesterday. And that was the main thesis for my first green day. We had this break of a pretty key $14 support. We had a tiny gap up this morning. And so that was actually, it was funny. I was looking at it this morning. I wasn't really, it wasn't anything I was overly considering because it just wasn't getting much action. When I see one of these first green day plays or, an exhaustion day looking for that bounce, I like to see a little bit more action pre-market. But once I saw this volume candle right here, we had very clear volume, a lot of range on it. And we had this break of, quote unquote high a day, even though there was really no volume traded here. It was just a very abnormal volume for a pattern that I like to play on the daily chart, which that suggested possible volatility today, unusual volatility today. And frankly, this was one thing that I laid out really well in small cap rockets. It was like looking back on this daily chart in a better market, I could literally see this going up to about $23, $24, having a fake breakout to 25 before falling back down. However, we are not in a hotter market. We're in a slower market. So I would like to just look for 16 as a target price. Well, what do you know? 16 hit. That was a former resistance up in this day, right? Or former support, I should say, turning into resistance today from this run. Oracle support and resistance also played a big help there, as there was very clear resistance, a major level of resistance here at 15.95, which to me that lined up with the whole $16 trade there, or $16 level. So it was a really nice, easy single. Risk reward was in place. I had a risk on low a day today, which was 13.30. Was in with a total average of 13.80 after my $14 ad, meaning I was risking 50 cents a share. Got a little over $1 a share on my trade. So I guess I got like 2.3 to 1. That's a great, easy scalp trade for me. Well, I say scalp. It was about a 30-minute trade. But it was just a really clean, easy trade. Risk level never changed. I was actually hoping for a dip off of this break right here. I was hoping for a dip back down to like 14 to 14.20 so I could get a new risk level and maybe add some more size. But you know what? It ended up just working. It made the trade even simpler, which I'm not going to complain about a simple trade in a crappy market. Now, the other one I was looking at this morning at the same time, we were looking at this in small cap rockets, was NRBO. I was watching actually this perk through $15 was what caught my attention. And I didn't end up buying it because one of my rules right now is I'm not trying to be in more than one trade at a time. And I was already in GCT. NRBO, I actually mentioned to everyone in small cap rockets, NRBO has the better potential range. However, I liked the setup on GCT better. I liked the daily chart setup on GCT. Now, not to say NRBO wasn't nice. In fact, it was just a beautiful first green day trade. Let me turn all these off real quick once again. It was a beautiful first green day trade on NRBO, but GCT, I really liked the previous exhaustion candle, which to me just made it an easier trade, right? This was just a really classic first green day example, which again, nothing wrong with it. I just thought the odds of success on GCT were higher. I thought it'd have a higher win rate, which it ended up working, as did NRBO. Am I upset I didn't hit NRBO? Yes and no. So here's the reason I say that. This right here, right, was the only spot I would have wanted to take it. I would not have taken it in here personally. Now, in here, very easy, right? There's a really, for me anyways, because I was already keeping an eye on it. However, the volume was extremely low in the spread. Literally, it was at 17. So for about 5 minutes straight. The only reason this moved was because the ask was increasing. The bid was actually staying constant at 15.50. Meaning to me that was extremely manipulated. Not something I wanted to be caught in at this time. And I would not have bought in here. It would have been a gamble for me. And it looks like we had a nice halt in here too. Again, it was a really nice trade opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still extremely happy with my GCT. I probably would have made a little bit more on NRBO because I likely would have been selling into this halt up or slightly before into the $18 area. It's just one I wouldn't have been able to take as much size on, especially had I bought it in here. Just knowing what that spread was like, I would have had to capture this perfectly. The risk level wasn't as clear for me. It was, sure, I could have used risk low a day, but it literally just didn't have any action. Felt very manipulated, but it was still a great trade opportunity. So anyone who saw that in small cap rockets today, if you were live trading with me, you saw me mentioning this stock, and it was a great trade opportunity nonetheless. Vrax, extremely choppy gap up stock today. I warned that this in small cap rockets, once again, this is probably going to be a tougher trade just because looking back on this daily chart here, right? For those of you guys wondering like what all those lines are, those are my Oracle support and resistance levels. I've been using them a ton lately. They've been helping me find great key areas on the chart. Reason I suggested Vrax is going to be a difficult one was because of this day in particular, right? We had a lot of volume for this stock, especially relative to its float, 6.15 million float. We got about 24, 22, 23 million shares traded on this day and hardly any range, despite it being beat down from 29 all the way down to 3. It hardly could move. And I expected the same thing to be true today, especially on a gap up. Now we have this recent resistance. I was really personally struggling to believe it could even break through 350. So the fact that it did was impressive, but it just had literally no range. And this is one that unfortunately I just don't see a whole lot of potential on moving forward either. We had rum, which just completely fell apart today. Unfortunately, I was hoping we could have a nice day 2 move with a breakout through that 1723. Just didn't happen. Again, the overall market really not helping the cause. BCAN was really nice, had a really nice push in the beginning of the day, but it was a really difficult one to trade in my opinion. The only area that would have been decent was here in the 650s, and even that was a tough trade for me because we're risking 50 cents here on a really choppy setup, and it just literally walked up and walked down. Unfortunately, that is simply the market that we're in once again. SHPH, I will be watching this for exhaustion. One more exhaustion move. I'm hoping down for like 4 to 5 before we can get a really nice bounce day on it. Let's see what else I want to look at. HKD, first green day, high watch, a big watch for me. I really like this as a watch in the coming days here for a first green day. Maybe a push up to 100 or so. Nothing too crazy, but we've got this steady volume falling down here. And I definitely like it for a first green day watch. To me, this looks like an exhaustion day. So if we can get a gap up tomorrow up to maybe 75 or so, I think this is a great first green day potential for realistically minimum 100. I wouldn't be surprised to see like 120 to 150 for a nice bounce. But again, a lot of it is going to depend on the FOMC meeting tomorrow. So I'm likely going to be hands off on the market just because of all that risk that's going to come with it. So, couple good watches there. HKD being my main one going into tomorrow, but given the speculation with FOMC, I don't want to over hope for anything. So tomorrow is probably going to be a very light day of trading for me. And yeah, NRBO and GCT were the two easiest ones in my opinion. Again, that's what comes from, basically just making sure I have a good watch list built up of a couple first green day stocks, a couple of recent runners. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. Trying to keep my trading super simple. So if you guys are looking to keep your trading simple as well, feel free to try out small cap rockets on a 1-week trial or maybe 2-week trial with the link below down in the description. Listen, this is a really hard time to be a trader. I'm not going to lie. It's going to require a lot of patience, a lot of sitting on hands. And that's what I'm really trying to teach everyone in small cap rockets. We're not in there all day, every day anymore. We're in there for the easiest trades. We cash out and we move on. And we just keep it simple. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Let me know if you are happy to have me back down in the comments below. Make sure to smash that like button. In fact, smash it so hard that it literally I have a little loft here, right? I want you to smack it so hard it falls off my loft and breaks its leg on the floor. Don't hit the dislike button. We never want to hit the dislike button. We do not want to make it mad. Make sure your post notifications are on and make sure you're subscribed because I am back. Whether you guys like it or not, I am here to stay. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you so much for being a part of the StocksToTrade family. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, but our goal by the end of this year is to get 150,000 new family members a part of our channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and maybe even turn on your post notifications. We cannot do this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. And if you want to see more of what we're doing, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.